Yep, gotta have some cucumbers. Oh yeah. Got some nice ones there. Have a couple of maters. Stick them right there. Some celery, of course. Gotta have some carrots. Uh-oh. Lost some carrots. Okay. And some bell peppers. Is that everything? Oh. Got my onion. I think that's everything. Let me check. Oh, hey there, friend and fam. Gracie, you didn't let me know we had friends and family show up? Nope, she didn't. But since you're here, you're just in time to see what we got that we're preparing today here in the little old country kitchen. And maybe you can help out, and hopefully Gracie will chip in, even though she don't got thumbs, you know. She's thumb challenged. So, let me show you what we got and what we're going to be doing today. Now, I already know that several of you have already seen the ingredients on the community post page. And if you are subscribed, and if you hit that little bell icon underneath each video, then you'll be notified when we do that, because we do from time to time. So, y'all all take a chair in the dining room or stand back in the kitchen, and we'll get this going on, okay? And as always, appreciate y'all coming by. So y'all, like always, we've got a pile of stuff out on the counter. Now, like I said, many of y'all seen this in that community post, the ingredients. And we did that to make it a little bit more funner, so y'all can take a guess and see what the old man be cooking up today. But there were many guesses. Gazpacho was a pretty common one. Nope, it's not going to be that. Cucumber salad was another, because I guess the cucumbers. Some tried to make it about all the ingredients: cucumber, tomatoes, and onion salad, marinated, and several other versions. None of which would be exactly correct, because what we called this in the family was the fresh garden salad. And there's reasons for that. The reasons I'm going to go into. But if you guessed summer salad, if you guessed marinated summer salad or fresh garden salad and all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write your name down from the comments. We're going to throw it in the old man's hat and let Gracie try to pick one out. If she can't, I will. And we'll see who won that nice fine card from the kitty crew with one of their treasures in it. Okay? So, like I said, let me show you what you got here and what the stars are. And the stars are the fresh vegetables. Now, these aren't coming from my garden, because my garden's way behind. What, I just planted tomato plants. What was it? About 3-4 weeks ago? Ain't no way I got fruit on at the moment. So as you can clearly see, we got some cucumbers here, 2 of them. We got us a couple of red ripe tomatoes. We got us some celery. That's pretty easy to see, something y'all probably couldn't see. We got a bag here with a few carrots in it. We got an onion right there. Yeah, sure do. And then something that threw a lot of people off was this package right here, which is actually green bell peppers, 2 of them. Some people thought they might be cactus. Others, there was even a guess about portobello mushrooms. Oh, and that threw people off. But let me talk to you about the vegetables for just a minute before we proceed with the other ingredients. You see, while this is a fresh summer salad, it's because it changes. And it changed in my family from the beginning of spring, through all of the summer, into the fall, into winter. Why? Because yes, folks, like many of y'all, I was raised and grew up in the 50s and 60s and 70s, when you just couldn't go to the store and expect to find tomatoes every day you went, or cucumbers, or bell peppers, even celery. Now, you could primarily always find carrots and onions because they store really well. You might be able to pick up some cabbage, rutabagas, turnips, other long stored vegetables. But these fresher vegetables that come on in the late spring, throughout the summer, in the fall, no, they weren't always there. And the other part about this salad is, with my grandmothers and my mother, it changed with what we had that was growing in the garden and what we had on hand. So, I mean, do you need all this? No. Use what you have on hand. And yeah, it is going to be a marinade salad. So, like with any marinade salad, number one thing you're going to need right here, vinegar. Now, I'm using distilled white vinegar. That's just what my family always used. And that's what I'm going to use. If you want to use apple cider vinegar, you go right ahead. It does change the flavor profile. I'm going to be using some extra virgin olive oil right there. For my spices, I got me some basil here, dehydrated. Yep. Today, instead of fresh, I'm going to be using some of this dehydrated minced garlic. Got some sugar here, because not only is it going to have the tang from the vinegar, but I want just a little touch of sweetness. That's why the sugar's here too. We got some iodized salt. Now, you can use uniodized or some of that there pink Himalayan if you want to. I'm going to use iodized. It's what we had back in the day. It's what I got on hand. That's what I'm going to be using. Some black ground pepper. Some parsley flakes. Some dill weed. To give it a little bit of brightness and kick it up a notch, I'm going to be using some 100% lemon juice. Real lemon. Comes in the container. Because that's pretty much, again, how we always had lemon juice in the house back in the day. And to give it just a touch of bite, I'm going to be using some of my favorite, Heinz yellow mustard. Yep. All of that will create the marinated vinaigrette dressing that all these lovely vegetables I have will be sitting in. Now, like I said, this changed throughout the year. In the beginning of the year, Mama might only have radishes, onion, carrots, and maybe cabbage. She'd make it then too. As the year progressed, she'd be dropping in things like these cucumbers. Later on in the year, she'd be adding in the tomatoes, the bell peppers, yep, and even the celery. That's what makes it so versatile and so unique. And it's quite inexpensive too. So, let me get things cleared out a little bit, because the first thing we got to do is we got to throw the dressing together so it can all be keeping company with each other. Yep. Getting all the flavors melted together. And then we got some slicing and dicing we're all going to be doing. Who knows? Maybe Gracie will help out. We'll just have to see. Trix always did. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put your marinated dressing together. And youngins, the most important thing, whenever using vinegar, which is an acid, and lemon juice, is use a non-reactive container or bowl, i.e. stainless like I have here, or you could use glass or plastic. Trust me on this. Now the first ingredient, which I didn't cover earlier, I left out, I'm getting old, is 1 cup of water. Needs to be filtered, bottled, or what have you, okay? Then what you're going to need to do, get you out some of them there fine measuring spoons, okay? Yep, that's the engineer in me. I know many of y'all out there hate it, but the old man measures everything precisely. I've read the comments, y'all don't. But what we're going to be putting in next, so it'll have a little bit of time to be, you know, dissolving, it's going to give it that sweetness, is 1 tablespoon of sugar. Oh yeah. Plopped it in right there. We did. Then we got to put this in a 1/2 cup of vinegar. And I'm using white. You can use whatever makes your heart happy. You can use apple cider, wine vinegar, whatever. We're using 1/2 cup of white vinegar, distilled, of course. It's going on in there too. Now, we got olive oil. Now you can use any oil you choose to use. You can use grape, avocado, macadamia nut, whatever makes you happy. We're going to use 1/4 cup of this fine extra virgin olive oil. Yep. I'm just going to whip it on in there too. Looks rather psychedelic in there, making all those little bubbles and swirls. Okay. Next up is going to be 2 teaspoons of salt. Yep. Got our 2 teaspoons of salt in there. Yep, we did. Next up, some of that there pure ground black pepper. And we're going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of that there ground black pepper. Now I will tell you, if you like a little bit of spice to it, heat it up more, throw in some red pepper flakes. Add about a 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. Ooh, Lord, you'll be happy. Next up, some dehydrated parsley flakes. Now if you got fresh parsley, of course that's all the more better. We don't. So we're going to go in here, and I think for me, put 1. Ooh, they smell good. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of those parsley flakes on in there. I can tell you, That vinaigrette's already smelling fine. Next up is going to be our dehydrated dill weed. Yep. Yep. That's for those cucumbers. I mean, how could you have cucumbers without having dill? And as you can already see, this is a very flavorful vinaigrette. In fact, it's so flavorful, if you don't hold on to your pants when you're eating the salad, it'll slap them right off you. It surely will. Next up is our basil. And I know most of y'all know, who've been with me any length of time, know basil always pairs with tomatoes. Gotta have it. So we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of basil too. Ooh, that's smelling good. Next up, to add some more health to it, we're going to go in here with this here minced garlic. And you cannot have enough minced garlic in your life, or garlic. If you got fresh, use it too. Now I'm going to be putting in a tablespoon. Yep, whole big old tablespoon of dried minced garlic. And like I said, to give it a little extra bite and make things all right, yeah, Heinz yellow mustard. Yeah, you can go ahead and get out the Grey Poupon if you want to. We're not fancy here. We're going to put us in a nice, sort of kind of heaping tablespoon of that yellow prepared mustard. And lastly, not leastly, we had to go out and pick some lemons from our citrus tree. Not really. We never had that back in the day. And real lemons are fair to real to non-existent, except certain times of day of the year. We're going to use some of this bottled real lemon. 100% real lemon juice it is. So they tell us. And so I think. Because it'll add brightness to it. So that's 1. That's 2. Now, we got that all together. Right there. Now all we got to do is give it a mix. With our calibrated mixer. Now you can use a whisk. You want to be fancy. You know, that's another thing. I never remember any of the ladies in my family ever having a whisk. They had their fork. They had their hand crank mixer. Yeah. Now what you're going to want to do, is once you sort of got that all mixed up together, you're going to want to give it a little taste and see if it's jiving with you. We got us out a little spoon here. And it's hard to do. That oil won't float on the top. Yep, it's tasty. But I'm going to tell you what. Just for me, I'm going to throw me in another tablespoon of garlic, because I think it needs it. It's been a while since I made this. And I think it needs another teaspoon of salt. Or not salt. Pepper. As well as, that's why I was thinking about it, another teaspoon of salt. Just didn't have that. I mean, it went wrong with it. Once it all sits in there and gets friendly, like it is now, but for my taste buds, I'm thinking it needs jazzed up just a touch more. And that was the thing with my mother and grandmothers. You know, they had their basic recipes, but a lot of what they did, you know, every day, they just sort of winged it. And I'm bad to do that too. I try to give y'all measurements so y'all can repeat what I'm doing. Even though sometimes that gives old Mr. Tom pain. So we're going to let that just sit there. Yep. That kicked it up. In fact, we may even kick in some more salt. You know, salt's a flavor enhancer. But for now, that's got it going on. We'll see how it melds, okay? So all we got to do now is set it over here. Or set it somewhere. We're going to set it up out of the way. Because we got a whole bunch of veggies to get slicing and dicing. Plus we got some cleanup to do. So y'all hold on. We'll be right back. So we're back. We got our cucumbers here sort of kind of cleaned up, peeled. And we're just going to take them. We've already halved them. We're just going to give them a thin slice. See? Just like that. About anywhere from 3/8 to 1/4. Whatever you want. Now you could use a mandolin for this too. Yes, you could. We're just going to continue slicing these up. Throw them in a bowl. With the other one we've already done, well, I forgot all about, including y'all, till I just thought of it. See right there? We're only about that thickness. What? 1/4 inch? That's what I'm thinking. Let me get my bowl out. Got another stainless steel bowl here. That first one in it. There goes in that half of that second one. And we'll just continue on. Now, the reason I don't use my mandolin, which I know many of you ladies out there that can pickle and do all these things, probably saying, that's what I should do. Well, mine makes thin, thinner, and thinnest. I like a little chunky in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it don't take all that long. Now granted, you making this up for a whole bunch of folks, big family, yeah, mandolin will come in handy, real handy. These are good too. So we got that cucumber all done up. Yep. Woo. Put it on in there, because we got more chopping to do. In the fridge it went. Now next up, gotta give our tomatoes a little bit of a chop. Yes, we do. We're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take that little tomato and we're gonna cut her in half. So that's how I like them. And then, and this thing's getting a little bit on the softer side, so I'm gonna say my knife is a little bit dull. Trust me, it ain't. And we're gonna go ahead and get it the same way, about a 1/4 inch, but we're gonna give it a little bit more chop. Okay, she is nice and juicy. Yes, it is. Now I'm thinking maybe this whole knife is dulled on me a little bit. Hey, let's switch knives, okay? So the old man don't get a lot of crap. Yep. People will do it. So we're gonna go ahead and go here and see. This one's sharp enough to shave you. Oh yeah. It's a whole lot more better. Yep. We'll have to sharpen that other one up some. Those tomatoes are tasty. I didn't grow them. They come from my favorite soup pigs. So we're going to take that one tomato, throw on in that bowl. We're going to get out our second one. We're going to give it a quick slice and chop. Don't worry about those over there. We're going to salvage some of that too, okay? Cut her in half. Do our little 1/4 inch slices. The only way this could be better, we had some music going right now. Now if I had more tomatoes, I'd be throwing them in here. Here again, that's the magic of this salad. Use what you got and it'd be okay. And this is what I have on hand. And I'm hankering for some fresh veg. We're going to get these on in here. Okay? Then we're going to take what we cut off. We're going to see if we can salvage anything around those cores. Which we could, right there. That's 3 more pieces. Here's our end, the blossom end. We got 4 there. I'm gonna sling them off in there. Here's the stem end. We'll see if we can get some more of that lovely tomato off there. Which we did. Get that blossom end again. Well, pretty much. We got all that tomato going on. Okay? So now, we gotta get on to the other ingredients. You can see it right there. She's starting to come together. Okay. Now, we're going to do 3 carrots here. We're just going to give them a quick thin dice on what they call the bias. Bias being, see, cut on angle. You can cut them really thin, you know, whatever you want to do. This is going to add some crunch and flavor to that salad. Yeah, sure is. Now these are little carrots, you know, what I had on hand, you know. Yep, see, right there. See, nice and thin. We're just gonna slip them over here on this here paper plate. Hopefully they ain't gonna go everywhere. Okay? See, and it don't take long for you to sit here and cut up some carrots. Now, yes, you can go get those grated carrots or matchstick carrots at your local supermarket or Walmart if you want to. See? Didn't take long at all. Hopefully it didn't bore you too much. We're going to throw them in the bowl. And we got them green peppers to do. Not bowl, but one. Okay? Tasty they are. So now the green pepper. Oh yeah. This is going to put some crunch in to that salad too. See, it's going to be crispy, crunchy, and all so good. Just going to cut that top off right there. Yep. And we're going to see. Then we're going to go in there, slice it through the ribs, youngins. Take it. We're going to get those 2 gazillion seeds out. Throw over in our compost bag. You know. Give her a cut right down the center. And we're going to pull out any of that piffy white we see in there. If you leave a seed or 2, it will not be a major crisis. See? You don't want the white in there. Next thing we're going to do is take it and take the little cap there that we already cut out. Give it a coarse dice. You know, here again, staying with the theme, about a 1/4 inch, and however big bite you want. You know, as we old folk get a little bit more bite challenged, we tend to cut it up a little bit more. See, I smoosh it down like that. Now I'm going to come in here. Just keep chopping away at it. You can be humming in your head, or if you're not on YouTube, you can be singing. I suggest you don't do too much singing if it's a YouTube vid. YouTube will get you. That is crispy. And you know, there's not one part of this salad that isn't so healthy that it will not benefit you. Just like these green bell peppers we got going on here right now. Most people don't know that just in the vitamin C department, a bell pepper has more vitamin C than an orange. Yeah, most people don't know that. And if you took every one of my ingredients here, took the time to sit down on your phone or your computer and start looking up the health benefits, and that's all you got to put in. Just put into your phone or your computer the health benefits of all these fresh ingredients. You'd just be amazed at how good these are for you. And everybody getting so tore up about the meat shortage, grocery shortage, and all that. I have yet to see a produce shortage. See how colorful that thing's getting? That thing's getting to be about festive as it can be. And we're not done. Oh, not by a long shot. And yeah, guys, it does take some time. You know, and I'm sorry you just can't get this at your local fast food restaurant. But you can right in your kitchen. Just put you up a sign and say, "My fast food kitchen." So next, we gotta get us a couple of pieces of celery going on here. And get that to go. We don't need a lot. I like it because it too has its own health benefits, and it adds even more crunch. Sort of makes your eyeballs jiggle when you eat it. So we got the celery all cleaned up a little bit, trimmed off. Some wasn't all looking too chipper. And we're just going to do the same thing. Give it a thin dice there. You know, we're not going to chop it all up. Now you can, if you're chew challenged. We're just going to take it and slice it off there. Okay? I love celery. And what most people don't know too, it has its own health benefits that I never realized for years. Till one day, I guess I was bored, and I decided to look it up. I try to eat celery as much as possible. You can't beat celery with pimento cheese. I'm just saying. Never tried it. Don't knock it. So we got it all done. Here again, you know, staying with that little 1/4 inch chop. So that only leaves us one more thing to do, and that's the onion. Yep. That's all we gotta do. So I gotta peel me an onion, small to medium, and we gotta get chopping that thing up. Okay? Well, the only thing left to do is get our one little small to medium onion chopped up here rather quickly, you know, and that's going to be all the veg we're going to be putting in this here fresh garden salad. I love onion, and this is a yellow onion. If you want to be more festive and colorful, you put you in one of them there red onions if you want to. And here again, we just gonna stay with a nice coarse chop there. Nothing too fancy. I like those red onions. They're, you know, not as strong, not as oniony as the yellow. but I didn't have a ready. So we got that onion all done up. We're just going to break it up a little bit so all the rings sort of kind of separate before we toss it in that salad. Now it'll break up some when we're mixing, but sometimes you will get a bigger piece in your mouth, which will be just a little bit too much onion. So I've got that onion all sort of separated into rings. Not sure there's an easier way to do it than just keep tickling them until they all come apart. If somebody knows how to separate them easier or better, let me know. Cause yep, now my hands smell like onions. I'm gonna have to wash them on up. And then we're ready to dump these on into that mixture of fresh veggies. Start, you know, getting it all mixed up. And we'll add the dressing. Now, it's a done deal. Yeah, I know. Been a long time coming. And a lot of people always comment, videos are too long. But then a lot of comments say they enjoy spending time with the old man in the country kitchen and listening to him ramble on. Yep, so I'll just be me. Well, there we have it. Let me get washed up. And we're going to add these on in. Yes, we are. We'll mix up those veggies. Ooh, look at there, Grace. Look at that big bowl of beautiful goodness right there. Yep. We're going to add in the onion. And there, you can see all the colors. Yeah, it's looking festive, ain't it? Now, we're just going to get our old hands in here. And we're going to start giving it a thorough mix. Get cucumbers, onions, tomatoes, everything. All distributed best we can. Yep, there we go. Time to wash again. Oh. Now the only thing left to do is take our dressing right here that we've been having sit over there and come together, and we're just going to pour it right on top of all those mixed up fresh vegetables. Yep. Just like that. Now, there's two ways you could go about this in tossing this up. I use my hands just for the veggies, but once that oil gets in there, I sort of like to get me a couple of big spoons and mix it up with my spoons. Don't gotta be perfect. It's all gonna come together. Yeah, don't take long at all. See what you got? Woo! Let me show you. So there it is. The marinated garden fresh summer salad. Now all we got to do is pop it back on in the fridge and let it marinate. Let all those flavors come together for at least an hour, I would say. And this will last in the fridge for several days. And there's so many ways to eat it. You can eat it just like it is. Toss some in a bowl. You can boil up some of your favorite pasta. Toss that in a bowl and put some of this on top of it and mix it all up for a nice fresh veggie and pasta salad. Yep. You can top it with all kinds of things. You can top it with some crumbled bacon, grated cheese, Parmesan cheese, goat cheese, whatever you prefer. Top it with a few fresh green onions. Though I do believe it's got enough onion in it. Yep, there's so many ways that I'll be eating this, and it's a pile, and I'll be eating it primarily for lunch and as a side with supper. I'm sure it'll last me a couple of days, but it's so good for you. So, it's all done. I hope you've enjoyed spending some time in the old country kitchen with the old engineer today, as well as my little kitchen helper, Gracie, which was instrumental today in helping chop all the veg up. Weren't you, Gracie? Gracie, was you a good helper? Huh? Not so much, huh? Okay. I'll let you get back to your cleaning. So, I'm going to get this covered up with some more plastic wrap. Set it on in there. Let it start marinating. And later this evening, it's now about 2:45. We'll probably eat around 6. Woo, it'll be tasting good. So anyway, let me know down in the comments how you make yours. And like I said, you know, in the community tab, for all those you who guessed what we were making, those of you who guessed garden salad, fresh garden salad, marinated garden salad, yeah, I'm going to get your names, put them on little sheets of paper, fold them all up, and Gracie and I'll pick one. And we'll send you a little thank you card, a handwritten recipe, and one of the Kitty Crew treasures. They're still discussing it, just what that'll be. So, until we see y'all on the next video, y'all take care out there. Stay safe. And God bless each and every one of you. Till we see you once again. Goodbye for now.